Chapter 16 of Joshua. And the lot of children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passeth along unto the borders of Arki to Ataroth, and goeth down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Beth Horon, the nether, and to Gezer, and the goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance, and the border of the children of Ephraim according to their families was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar, unto Beth Horon the upper. And the border went out toward the sea of Michmethah on the north side, and the border went about eastward unto Tanath Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. And it went down from Janohah to Ataroth, and to Narath, and came to Jericho, and went out to Jordan, at Jordan. The border went out from Tappuah westward unto the river Kanach, and the goings out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drove not out the Canaanites, and that dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day, and serve under tribute. Chapter 17. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was the man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest for the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helek, and for the children of Asriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemidah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, of their families, by their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Machlach, and Noach, Hoglach, Milcach, and Tirzach. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were the other side Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had the inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Michmethah, that liveth before Shechem, and the border went along the right hand unto the inhabitants of En Tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended unto this river Kanach, southward of the river. Of these cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was the north side of the river, and the outgoing of it were at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's. And the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh said to Issachar, and in Asher, Beth Shean and her towns, and Ibleam and her towns, and in the inheritance of Dor and her towns, and their inheritance of Endor, and her towns, and inhabitants of Tanakh and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of these cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxen strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion of it to inherit, seeing I am great people, forasmuch as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto? And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim to be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Beth Shean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood. And thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine, for thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. Chapter 18. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there. And the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land, which the Lord God of your fathers hath given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them. And they shall rise, and go through the land, and describe it according to their inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coasts on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring this description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance, and Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord of Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lot for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of their tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families. And the coast of their lot came forth toward the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up on the side of Jericho, on the north side, and went up through the mountains
east-westward.
And the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Beth Aven. And the border went over from thence toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward, and the border descended to Ataroth Adar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the nether Beth Horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lieth before Beth Horon southward, and the goings on thereof were at Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath Jearim, and the border went out on the west and went out to the well of waters of Nephtoach. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is the valley of the giants on the north, and descended into the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebusai on the south, and descended to En-Rogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to En-Shemesh, and went forth toward Gililoth, which is over against going up, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben. And passed along toward the side over against Arabach, northward, and went down to Arabach, and the border passed along the side of Beth Hoglach, northward, and the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast, and Jordan was at the border of it, on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the coasts thereof, round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth Hoglach, and the valley of Keziz, and Beth Arabach, and Zemaraim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Parach, and Ophrach, and Chephar, Hamamonai, and Ophni, and Gaba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, and Ramach, and Beeroth, and Mezpech, and Chephirach, and Mozach, and Rechem, and Irpil, and Taralach, and Zelach, Zeleph, and Jebusai, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Chapter 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was with the inheritance of the children of Judah. And they had in their inheritance Beersheba, or Sheba, and Moladach, and Hazar Shual, and Balach, and Azem, and El Tolad, and Bethul, and Hormach, and Ziklag, and Beth Markobath, and Hazar Susach, and Beth Lebobaoth, and Sharuchen, 13 cities and their villages. Ain, Ramon, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were round about these cities, to Balath Bir, Ramath of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon, for the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance with the inheritance of them. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun, according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid. And their border was went up toward the sea, and Maralach, and reached to the Dabasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jechneam, and turned from Sarid eastward toward the sun rising unto the border of Chisloth, Tabor, and there goeth out to Daberath, and goeth up to Japhia, and from thence passed on along the east of the Gitach Hefer to Itach Kazin, and goeth out of Rimon Methoar to Neach, and the border of encompasseth it on the north side of Hanathon, and the outgoings thereof are the valley of Jiphthach El, and Katath, and Nahalal, and Simron, and Idalach, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. And the fourth lot came out of Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families, and their border was toward Jezreel, and Chesuloth, and Shunem, and Ephraim, and Shion, and Hanaharath, and Rabith, and Kishion, and Abez, and Remeth, and En-Ganim, and En-Hadach, and Beth Pazaz, and the coast reacheth to Tabor, and Shahazimach, and Beth Shemesh, and the outgoing of their border were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families. And their border was Helkath, and Hali, and Beten, and Shaf, and Almelech, and Amad, and Mishael, and Reketh, and Carmel westward, and Shihor Libnath, and turneth toward the sunrising to Beth Dagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jephthah El, toward the north side of Beth Emek, and Nael, and goeth out of Kabul, and on the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Hamon, and Kanach, even unto great Zidon. And then the coast turneth to Ramach, to the strong city Tyre. The coast turneth to Hosach, and the outgoing thereof are at the sea from the coast to Achzib, Umach also, and Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out of the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families, and their coast was from Heleph, from Alan to Zananim, and Adami, Nekob, and Jabneel, unto Lakum, and the outgoing thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turneth westward to Aznoth Tabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukok, and Reketh, and Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side. Oh, so many names. And Judah upon Jordan, toward the sunrising. And the fenced cities are Zidim, Zer, and Hamath, Rakath, and Chinnereth, and Adamach, and Ramach, and Hazor, and Kedesh, and Edrei, and En Hazor, and Iron, and Migdal El, Horem, Beth Anath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorach, and Eshtaol, and Ir Shemesh, and Shalabin, and Ajalon, and Jethlach, and Elon, and Timnathach, and Ekron, and Eltekech, and Gibbethon, and Balath, and Jehud, and Beneberak, and Gath Rimmon, and Jarkon, and Rakon, with the border before Japhel. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Nun among them. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath Serach in Mount Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt therein. These are the inheritances which Eleazar, the priest of Joshua the son of Nun, and the head of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided for the inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country. Chapter 20. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he that doth flee unto one of these cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place, that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not before. And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return, and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, the Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the Mount of Judah, and on the other side Jordan by Jericho eastward they assigned Bezer in wilderness upon the plain out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth and Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourned among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation.